Sunny. Now, every parent wants a good school. Every student wants a good teacher. But perhaps the more important question is, who is preparing the teachers? As Uganda pushes for better learning outcomes and education reform, attention is increasingly turning to the quality of teacher training itself. Now, this morning we explore how the Uganda National Institute for Teacher Education, or UNITE, is seeking to transform teacher preparation and what that means for the future education in Uganda. Joining us this morning to have that conversation is Professor Proscovia Sentamu, the Deputy Vice Chancellor for Academic Affairs at UNITE. Good morning and welcome to the program.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. Good morning.
Every time we get to talk education, I get excited only because I do think that it's one of the most important things we could ever talk about, the education of our kids, the education of ourselves, basically all together. But let's start off and talk about the improvement of education. There's been a lot of talk about, competence-based education, a lot of reforms that are happening within the university spaces. There's conversations about TVET on the other hand. So there's been a lot of improvements that are happening and maybe perhaps, should I say, we are at the crux of those improvements altogether. But how much of that conversation, of that improvement involves the teacher?
Well, thank you so much, Sibaya. The teacher is very, very much at the center of this conversation. And actually, in the white paper on education, in the preface, it is said that the quality of education depends on the quality of the teacher. And the teacher quality affects the lot of the nation, what the nation will be. So show me a good teacher and I will show you a good nation.
Wow. Yeah. Show me a good teacher, I'll show you a good nation. Yeah. Not even just a good student for that matter.
No.
Wow. Okay. Do you think that we can achieve a quality education without investing in the preparation of a teacher?
No, we can't. That will be a lie. If we want a good nation, a quality nation, a qualitative, transformative nation, we need to invest in the teacher. Countries that have invested in the teacher, they shoot up in their in learning outcomes for the students. They are highly industrialized, and some of the countries we've visited, they talk about teacher-centric development. So the teacher is at the center of national development. So the more we invest in the teacher, the better the quality of the nation.
But what does investing in a teacher actually look like? What are we talking about when we say investing in a teacher? Okay. Is it training? Is it, what are we saying?
Yeah, investing in the teacher means training the software. You need both the software, the content, the way to deliver that content in a training setup. It also means the infrastructure, digital infrastructure, physical infrastructure. It also means motivation. The learning environment, the school environment, is it motivating the teacher? Yeah, and in UNITE we talk about continuous professional development. You talked about teacher preparation. It's not enough to just prepare a teacher. You must maintain this teacher to grow, to become sharper, because knowledge is fast changing. We are living in a very dynamic society, and therefore initial training is just inadequate.
I do think that probably one of the most embarrassing things as a teacher is to have a student know more than you because of the changing technology as well and the availability of information.
That is very, very embarrassing. But and that means the teacher must run ahead of the student, must know more than the student, and therefore more investment in that teacher preparation is very important. And in the teaching profession, we talk about lesson preparation. Before you go to class, you need to read around the topics you're going to teach. How am I going to deliver this? Who are the students I'm going to meet today? What are they like? What skills do I want to impart in them and to transform them?
What's your diagnosis right now of the teachers within the country? What are you seeing? Are we just preparing the lesson to get over it? Or is there an improvement, continuous improvement of the profession itself? What's your diagnosis? What do you see?
Yes, I will say we are moving towards that. especially the lower school curriculum, the competence-based curriculum, has opened up the eyes of many people to say that if we are fronting competence-based curriculum, we must touch the teacher, because it's inadequate to have a curriculum that is competence-based, but then the teaching is teacher-centered or knowledge-based. Then there will be a misalignment in that regard. So the teacher becomes the center of this entire conversation. I'm also seeing, because of this spur through the CBC, higher education is waking up to say, how can we do it? The lower school curriculum has done it, and we are getting products from the lower school curriculum to high school and to the universities. Are we going to teach the way we were taught, or how we've been teaching? So it is not business as usual. And I'm glad that National Council for Higher Education is already engaging in this debate and supporting staff and higher education institutions to capacitate them in CBC. Yeah.
We'll talk a bit about that competency-based education and what that really looks like for teachers and for students at large, and the future of education within Uganda. But first, I'd like you to tell us what UNITE actually is and what it stands for. I know that it's a Uganda National Institute for Teacher Education. Tell us about the organization itself.
Thank you. Some people call it Unite. It is not Unite.
I was tempted this morning by that.
It is UNITE, Uganda National Institute for Teacher Education. Okay. And this is a new institution. Actually, April last month, we celebrated 2 years anniversary since our inception. We were born on 5th July 2024. By a statutory act, statutory instrument number 53 of 2024, as an other degree awarding institution. Other degree awarding institution means a specialized institution, and in this case it is the teacher specialized institution. So we do, since then we have accredited programs, a suite of 21 programs, that have been accredited by National Council for Higher Education. So we are legally established. And we have 6 campuses and regional presence. We have a campus, the central, we have Mubende, UNITE Campus Mubende. In the southwest, we have Kabale, UNITE Campus Kabale. Then in eastern region, we have UNITE Kaliro Campus. And in the West Nile, we have Muni Campus, and Unyama Campus is in the northern area. The headquarters is at Shimoni. It's a long name, Chitichifumba.
Oh, wow.
And for me, it's a prophetic name. Chitichifumba is a tree that is cooking. So it more or less prophesies that UNITE is cooking, is preparing, is in the kitchen preparing teachers who are going to transform this country. So we have those 6 campuses, making us a multimodal campus. We have a few of those in Uganda as well. Yes.
What were the gaps in the traditional teacher training that exists right now, or the model that has been used so far to train teachers? What were the gaps that you are filling now?
Okay, the gaps that we are filling now are a needs-based gap, because there was a study called the Teacher Initiative for Sub-Saharan Africa. It's a long-term study, 2013. Uganda was one of the case studies, and they established that teachers in Uganda were described as having low professionalization of teachers, meaning that the professional ethos had gone down the drain. They also faulted the low entry requirements to become a teacher, meaning that almost anybody could become a teacher. And especially teachers in the private schools, some of them didn't have the qualifications. As long as you learned, you had some minimum, maybe high school education, you could go and step in class. But also the quality assurance mechanisms were not there. Each institution, because funny enough, that when a university starts, one of the faculties they think of is teacher education faculty, because it makes business sense.
Yes.
But then, so in that, everybody was offering teacher education in the way they understood it. And at the end of the day, you have an output of a teacher that is doesn't have one face, but several faces. And you have teachers that are theoretical, teachers that are practical. So some institutions were dubbed as producing theoretical teachers.
Sure.
So there was that form of lack of uniformity. And so out of that study comes the National Teacher Policy of 2019 that responds to the need for a teacher education reform. And in one of its recommendations was the establishment of a teacher specialized institution, which is UNITE now. So that's how we come into being, not through a bureaucracy of let us have, but through a need. Yes, for
you're meeting a very specific need for that matter. But so does that mean that when a teacher wants to become a teacher, or so when somebody wants to become a teacher, do they still go through the university route and then continue on with UNITE, or can they just go through UNITE altogether and start their teaching career?
Thank you. We have multiple entry points. The traditional one that we know is after senior 6. When you pass with 2 principal passes in the essential subjects, teaching subjects, then you qualify to enter into the teaching profession. You're entering as a pre-serving teacher, pre-service. Then the second route for UNITE is the in-serving teacher. Those teachers that have grade 3 certificates, teachers that have diplomas, also have a menu prepared for them to enter. They're already teaching, but they want to upgrade. The other route is a postgraduate route, the one you're talking about. I might have gone to a university elsewhere, but I said, well, I think I'm rediscovering myself. The classroom is my environment. And so let me go and do a postgraduate diploma in teacher education, or for secondary or for primary, or to teach in early childhood. So those are the routes. We also have the mature age entry route. Yes, and we have some centers that can support you. When you pass the mature age entry, you can enroll.
Wow.
Yes.
Okay. When we're looking at education right now, even just with what you're mentioning, it sounds like there's a rapid change continuously. We started it earlier when we said that, technology is shifting things altogether. AI is shifting education in many different forms. But how should teachers adapt? And as UNITE, do you have a course to actually take teachers through the current technological booms, if I should say?
Okay, thank you. Yes, we have, in our suite, we have ICT, the use of ICT, because when you go to schools like King's College Budo, they already have smartphones. Now, the traditional teacher uses the blackboard, the chalkboard. So we've invested in ensuring that we have technologies that teachers can use that are also used in school. So we have ICT integrated as a basic course for every teacher that enrolls, be they pre-service or in-service. Then we also have our programs online, and therefore we teach teachers how to create online content and be able to interface with students through online, the online interface.
And now, when you're looking at the 2026-27 applications that people should be interested in for this academic year, who should be applying in the first place?
Yes, who should be applying? You can also apply.
Okay.
You can also apply. Actually, it's, our applications are open as long as you have an ordinary level with 5 credit units, 5 credits. And one of those credits should be in English. You should have passed English, because that's the medium of communication. Then you should also have A level 2 principal passes that you're going to use to teach. And so the people that are applying are those that have actually come out of senior 6 now. Their results are ready. But we are also looking at 3 to 5 years back, in case you're still wondering where to belong, whether you want to become a teacher. We accommodate those students that have their qualifications. 3 years for government sponsorship, 5 years for those that want to join from the private, through the private scheme. So the direct entry for senior 6, but also the what do I call it? The indirect entry for those that are already in serving. So and we encourage teachers, because we have extended our the application deadline from 29th May to 12th June. So kindly register if you're a viewer out there, or if you're a parent or a guardian and you have students that should enroll as teachers. It's nice to be a teacher. I'm a teacher, and I was made by teachers. So kindly apply. You can go on our website, www.unite.ac.ug, and the application is so simple and seamless. In case you need advice, more support, we shall provide the support. There are contacts there that you can use. So we also encourage school leaders to let these in-serving teachers apply and support them, because a teacher that has come back to upgrade is better than a teacher that has not upgraded. You'll see a difference in the way they perform at school. Yes.
Absolutely. Now, if you're speaking directly to a young person who is considering teaching, because I don't know if it's as popular right now as it was back in the day, what would you tell the young person who's thinking about it?
I would tell you, a young person out there, that teaching is a noble profession. Actually, it is. I would say it is second to those virtues that are divine. You are co-creating with God. You are nurturing somebody to grow to become somebody in life, but also to support them be able to become transformers in society. It is nice to stand before students. We don't grow old as teachers because you are always with children, you are always with adults and learning a lot as well. So in case you want to stay in tandem with what is happening in the world today, to acquire more knowledge and skills, teaching is the best place to be. And Unite is the best space where you can have that interaction. Yes.
And where do you see Uganda's teaching profession going, maybe let's say in the next 5 to 10 years?
I think I see it very, very promising, especially especially through the continuous professional development. We are going to see more improvements in the learning outcomes of the learners, who will again also impact society. We are also seeing the teaching profession, especially with the National Teacher Bill that was passed recently, and we thank Parliament for doing that, and we hope that when it goes to the President for assent, it will be assented to become a law. That will equate the teaching profession to other professions like the law and medicine. And I also think then also there will be better remuneration for the teacher, in addition to other benefits of becoming a professional teacher. Yes.
Professor, thank you so much for joining us this morning and giving us some insights. Now that you're a teacher also, do you have any favorite students, or is that a mythical thing that doesn't happen? Do you have favorite students, or you won't say?
Yes, I do, and I've molded favorable students along the way in my career. By the way, it's over a 30-plus career, 30-year-plus career. And it's nice to see them become, transform. I have people that are working in international agencies like UNESCO, UN organizations, World Bank, but they were teachers. So teaching has many strands to it. You can become whatever you want to be, as long as you have the teaching as a foundation. So to you, my best students, my former students, thank you for transforming the world, and keep the virtues of a good teacher, a teacher that is respectable, a teacher that is a model in society, a source of wisdom to support society to transform. My best teacher, my best student are you, that are very inquisitive, that make me read harder, research more, to make you better than who you are. Thank you.
Well, it is clear that teachers shape every profession we know. I mean, from doctors and even engineers to journalists like ourselves and even entrepreneurs.
Yes.
Now, as we've heard this morning, investing in a teacher preparation, and it's beyond just preparation, of course, is ultimately an investment in the country's future. Our thanks, of course, to you, Professor Proscovia, for joining us this morning. Let's take a quick break.